Welcome back to Thompson Field, everyone. We've already touched on the history between these two teams this evening, but it's important to highlight the talent level out here as well. Virginia Tech's Ashley Meyer attended the Four Nations tournament in Norway this past summer with the U23 women's national team, and she was also accompanied by FSU's Michaela Hahn and Carson Pickett. That's a shining example of what you can expect to see tonight out on the field. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Hannah. We are ready to go here at Thompson Field. Seminoles and Hokies, a great matchup, and as we mentioned during the opening, one that has become a pretty nice rivalry over the last few seasons especially, but the Hokies trying to get off the schneid, get a win in the regular season, and it's starting with Muriel Tiernan. It's Gray looking to get to the sideline, end line, I should say, out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Florida State. So the number 1 team in the nation, Florida State, taking on the number 7 team in the nation, Virginia Tech. And it just goes to show you how good this ACC can be week in and week out. And with Florida State having a tough week, and certainly the Hokies have come off a lot of difficult games as well.
Absolutely. You know, these two teams, the ACC is so stacked, I think, when it comes to women's soccer. And just to have an opportunity to host the number 1 team, you know, came off of a national championship last year. Having them in your home turf, that's a good setup for Virginia Tech right now.
And, boy, it's turned out to be a beautiful night here in Blacksburg. Pretty perfect for late October. Had a nice sunrise over McComas Hall, and it has turned into a pretty cool evening, but not too bad. I remember a few years back, Florida State coming into town in Blacksburg and having to deal with, you know, under 30-degree weather, which they don't normally play in, of course, down in Tallahassee, but this is pretty good weather for both teams and should lead to a nice even matchup, you have to say. No one benefiting from the weather.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember back in 2013 they came and it was just so chilly. And like you said, it's kind of an advantage for the Hokies.
Abu El Hawa getting the start of the left back role here tonight. Plays back to Coburn, who has been so good not only defensively for the Hokies, but also in terms of getting assists for this team. And she's been great on set pieces. We'll get into that as the night moves along, but the Hokies going to try to do everything they can to get goals off of a very stingy Florida State defense. Dadka on it now for the Hokies, looking for Meyer, stolen away for a moment by Florida State. Abu El Hawa will take control. So far through the first couple of minutes, it's been the Hokies on the ball. Ashley Meyer now. No problem playing all the way back to Coburn. There's going to be a foul called, a little bit of advantage given. Let's take a look at the goalies while we have a moment in this contest here tonight, and two very good ones, especially when you look at what Florida State has done. Cassie Miller, a redshirt sophomore, had a fantastic freshman campaign last year.
Yeah, absolutely. So far, she already has 28 saves already on the year. Only allowed 2 goals all regular season last year, and this year so far they've only given up 7 goals as a team, so that's a great defense by Florida State, and especially great effort by Cassie Miller back there.
Yeah, for Kaylin Smith, 15 goals given up so far this season, less than 1 per game. So both of these goalkeepers have been very good, but at the same time, you look at the defenses and how they haven't allowed a lot of shots against either Kaylin Smith on your screen right there or the goalkeeper for the Seminoles, Cassie Miller.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you're right. And this should be an interesting matchup tonight, especially because both of these teams are big offensive powers. So I'm looking forward to seeing how these goalkeepers respond to some of the best offensive players in the ACC right now.
Now, Shayna Williams looking to make a turn on the far sideline. Couldn't get it done there. Williams, very good, a senior out of Hampton, Georgia. 6 goals on the year, 3 assists. Meyer now. Or excuse me, it was Tiernan for a moment. And Florida State will control in the midfield. A feeling out period of sorts during the first 5 minutes here at Thompson. Florida State in possession. Looking for Williams down the sideline. Getting all the way inside the 18. Williams just a little bit wide.
Ooh, big run by Williams right there.
Yeah, we see the speed of Shayna Williams on display. And getting inside the 18 and really setting herself up perfectly there, Maggie.
Yeah, no, absolutely. She already has 6 goals on the season so far, and she has 15 points. I think that's a big power. You want to get the ball to her a lot tonight if you want to score some goals if you're the Florida State.
Well, and so far what we've seen from them, Maggie, is the willingness to play her with the long ball, maybe down the sidelines a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like she has the speed for it, and yeah, Florida State's definitely playing on that.
It's Pickett, the left back, a senior now, looking to play forward again for Williams. And we've heard all about the possession style of Florida State, but so far we've seen them try to play those long balls to Shayna Williams.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that they'll just keep pushing towards the goal and trying to get it in towards Kaylin Smith.
Casey Tillman. It's Tillman now on the near sideline. Plays it back to Schmid. But it's stolen away for just a moment by Layla Gray out of bounds. It will be a Florida State throw-in.
Yeah, Florida State just really having the possession of the ball right now, doing well on the offensive side and pressuring this Virginia Tech defense.
Down to Meyer. Trying to press forward, but she's got no numbers with her, but no problem for Ashley Meyer. Ahead for Tiernan. Looking to cross inside, but a corner kick upcoming.
Yeah, Virginia Tech and their corner kicks, that's one of their they're known for that. And so this is a good position for Tech right now. And you saw 2 of the stars on Virginia Tech's offense. Ashley Meyer, a senior, who has had so many goals, and then Muriel Tiernan, who is just the star of this Virginia Tech offense.
Yeah, we talked about this before on some of these ESPN3 broadcasts. Ashley Meyer might be known as the best scorer in Virginia Tech history, but she's got a teammate in Muriel Tiernan who has done just a little bit better. But Meyer, a great senior, and an opportunity here on the corner from Coburn. Headed away by Florida State. This Hokie team leads the ACC in corners. So look for them to try to get those opportunities, and with the big bodies that they have in Tiernan and Meyer and Seifers, they'll try to work on those set pieces.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, I think having those 2 on the same team is pretty dangerous.
It's again Williams into the 18. Back to Tillman. We're seeing the opportunities for Florida State in the counterattack to move forward pretty quick on this Hokie team.
Yeah, that was real quick moving by Florida State. They seemed like they got down the field really quickly.
Carson Pickett will cross him, but it did go out of bounds, according to the sideline judge, up by midfield. Pickett, a senior out of Fleming Island, Florida, former ACC all-freshman team member, now a senior, and she's been starting every single one of these games. Has to get back into her left back position now, though, with the Hokies trying to counter. Given away in the middle.
Real fast-paced right now. We've seen a lot of change in possession in just not even the first 10 minutes. This ball, lots of running up and down the field. These are 2 aggressive teams.
Yeah, we felt like in the first 5 minutes maybe a bit of a feeling out, but now both teams willing to move up and down, a bit of a high pace at the moment. Maddie Conyers looking for help, finds it in Seifers. All the way back now to Coburn. Plays wide. Abu El-Hawa. Pulled down a little bit. No foul called. And Coburn plays forward. Looking ahead for Meyer now. It just can't be handled by Virginia Tech, but Florida State will clear out of bounds.
Yeah, Florida State's shown a little bit of, aggressiveness on that play right there. I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight out of both teams.
Well, certainly they know when it's Tiernan and Meyer on the ball, you have to be ready. Maybe an opportunity here for Dadka to play Gray. And an offside is going to be called. Didn't see that to the last moment. So Layla Gray, the sophomore out of Fairfax, just a little bit ahead of the Florida State defense. FSU will play fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Looked like Virginia Tech had a little bit of an opportunity right there. Layla Gray has been playing really well lately.
Florida State switches the field now. Megan Connolly, first time we've really seen her on the ball, a talented freshman out of Cork, Ireland.
Absolutely. She's one that we have to look out for tonight. She's kind of been the leader of this Florida State offense. Plenty of goals, lots of points. Just an all-around great player. Also has 10 assists on the year so far, and just a freshman. That's a good sign for Florida State.
So Shayna Williams will work a corner. And it looks like it will be Megan Connolly to go over to take it now for the Seminoles. So an early opportunity here for Florida State. Connolly with the in-swinger. No, she'll go all the way back. Crossed in, but blocked away. And back up quickly, though. Moving, trying to maybe get a little counterattack going with the Florida State offense all inside the 18. The Abu El Hawa. I'm going to look at that one more time, right in the face, but no worse for wear. Anissa Dadka toughing that out. Now she's on the ball here for the Hokies. Ahead for Tiernan. Conyers now. Conyers cutting inside. Will play back. Cross. Seifers willing to take an opportunity from deep. A little bit ambitious maybe, and an easy play for Cassie Miller.
Yeah, but I'd like to say I like the aggression from Virginia Tech's side. They know that this is a great team. They don't really give up many goals. So just being able to push that box and push it towards the goal, that's good on Virginia Tech's side. Yeah,
you're not going to have too many opportunities, and now it's Williams again, working on Coburn this time. Cuts back. Was she taken down in the box? Yes. A penalty kick upcoming. Shayna Williams doing the honors, and it was Jordan Coburn who got her leg in there. The senior for the Hokies. We'll get a replay here.
Yep, that was one of those close calls. Definitely a good opportunity for Florida State to capitalize on that mistake right now.
It's certainly an early opportunity. It'll be Isabella Schmid, the senior from Germany, to take the PK. An early opportunity off the post. Maybe a touch from Kaylin Smith. No, it'll be a goal kick. That is huge early on, just 13 minutes in. Off the post. Smith guessed right, but still a little bit wide.
Absolutely. Great job by Kaylin Smith right there. If you're Virginia Tech, that has to hype you up a little bit, giving up that quick penalty kick in the first 15 minutes, but then just coming up with a big play and stopping that Florida State offense right there.
Yeah, certainly could have been one to get you down, and maybe now you have a little momentum here early on in the first half. But when you're playing a team that you've lost to 9 straight times, to give up a goal that early on a penalty kick could have been very detrimental. It's Tiernan now finding Meyer. Stolen away from by Florida State. Again, they'll play forward. Kaylin Smith, though, acting as a sweeper, handling that easily.
Yeah, this game moving really fast. Lots of moving up and down the field, quick possessions.
Well, you talked about how good these teams are offensively. They're not giving up any counterattacking opportunities. They want to go as soon as they get a turnover. Couple of shots so far for the visiting Seminoles. One of them won't count for being on goal. That goes off of the post. Just one shot so far for the Hokies. Early on still. And like you said, that shot counter doesn't necessarily tell the story of how much we've seen both of these teams try to push the ball up the field.
No, absolutely. I feel like they've been moving around a lot already in this first 15 minutes. And it's going to be interesting once they get some more shots on goal and to see how these goalies respond.
Chugger Adair in his 5th season for the Hokies. He has done wonders for this program. Has a great winning percentage, not only overall, but in the ACC. And as you mentioned earlier, Maggie, this is one of the toughest conferences. So for you to have a winning percentage over 50% in the ACC, it only happens for a few of the teams.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think Chugger Adair is a great coach, has been so great for this Virginia Tech program. But I think he kind of has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder when he's 0-6 against this Florida State team. You know, this is a big opportunity for him and his team to come out tonight and make a statement at home. Yeah,
Mark Krikorian on the other side for Florida State's been with the Seminoles for 11 seasons now, and he has come in and turned them into a national powerhouse. They have been to the College Cup 4 straight years, coming off a national championship. Went to the national championship game back in 2013 when they defeated the Hokies in the semifinals. So this is one of the best teams in a conference that has been dominated by North Carolina throughout the years. Florida State has really become the new team with a target on their back. They've been able to beat North Carolina 6 out of the last 8 years, and part of the reason is Krikorian, and he has quite the resume with Florida State.
Absolutely, and you know the Virginia Tech Hokies are no stranger to him either. They definitely do have that history. You think back to 2013 when they competed in the semifinals of the College Cup.
And Pickett tried to play that ball into Williams, handled nicely though by Kaylin Smith, and they'll play forward quickly, trying to get a one-on-one for Tiernan. Ahead now maybe for Dadka. Conyers trying to shield off the ball, but well done by Florida State on the play. Pickett on the ball for the moment. It was Aline Jensen, I should say, that was on the ball, a freshman for Florida State. A young Florida State team too, Maggie, with 9 freshmen, 4 sophomores, and just 20 players on this team. And we were talking earlier with Florida State's SID, saying most of these college teams, they have 28, maybe even 30 players on the roster. For Florida State, it's just 20. And essentially what he was saying is that Mark Krikorian is going to recruit players that are going to play. Yeah. And he doesn't want to just bring in players that aren't going to be doing much. And with that 20 players on the roster, they don't sub nearly as much as the Hokies, as we see Alani Johnson 3 goals in her last 2 games come on. She's been a nice threat. And Nessa Dadka will go to the bench.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like you said, I think it is a young team, and you got to respect the only keeping on 20 players. So he's going to keep on those players that he knows will help his team. And he doesn't substitute a lot. You know, we're going to see the same faces over and over again. But I think that if that's what works for Florida State, it's obviously making a statement. They're the number 1 team in the nation for a reason. Yeah, we just went over the resume for Mark Krikorian, so certainly we're not here to question what he has done at Florida State. It's Layla Gray on the ball now, trying to play forward for the aforementioned Alani Johnson. Now Meyer. Good back pass for Tiernan, but taken away. Michaela Hahn was there on the pickpocket of Tiernan. Again, forward. Is there an offside coming? Yeah, there was. No bother, though, into the arms of Kaylin Smith, so no whistle there. But you can see, Maggie, maybe a little bit of an offside trap trying to catch Shayna Williams moving a little bit early. Yeah, absolutely. Virginia Tech's moving really fast right now also, and I think they're doing a good job of challenging for possession, and holding on to the ball. As long as they can, keep pushing towards that goal and keeping the ball on their side. They're trying to play down the wing there. Couldn't do so out of bounds. A goal kick upcoming for Florida State. We're about 19 minutes in here. A missed PK by Isabella Schmid, a 2014 All-ACC third-teamer, is the difference between a 0-0 game
that we have right now and a 1-0 lead for Florida State. Schmid there trying to play forward, but good play defensively by Gray. She'll switch the field all the way to Sydney Curtis. Gray again. Back to Abu El Hawa. Coburn, who you know, still in the back of her head as a senior, thinking about the penalty that she did give up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that was a big one, but luckily Caitlin Smith came up and had her back on that, on the penalty kick. Did a great job of blocking that ball and moving it just off to the side.
Tiernan inside the box, turning. Just a little bit heavy of a touch. It'll go over the end line. We haven't seen the shots so far from Virginia Tech, but they're getting into dangerous positions.
No, absolutely. They're getting the balls, towards Tiernan, who has just been so big for the Hokies all season long. She's actually gone a couple games without scoring, so I think, it's almost like she's due for a goal, due for a couple shots on goal. And so I'm looking forward to seeing her be aggressive tonight for the Hokies.
Tiernan's certainly due for a goal. She has not gone more than one game before this 2-game goal drought without a goal, and before that, she had 5 straight. So for the Hokies, they need her production, but it's been Alani Johnson and Candace Seifers who have done the job as of late. Johnson trying to pressure here on Cassie Miller. Gets an errant kick from the goalkeeper.
I think that's something that's really good for the Hokies also. We talk about Tanner, we talk about Ashley Meyer, but they have other players who have stepped up towards the middle of this season. Alani Johnson, Candace Seifers, those girls are able to step up, and that just, will develop a stronger foundation as they're going on towards postseason.
Well, when you look at this Florida State team, they have obviously star power, but they get scoring from a lot of different places. And if you want to win in the ACC, if you want to win the national championship even, you have got to have scoring coming from more than just a couple of players, and that's what the Hokies are hoping they can get from Alani Johnson off of the bench. Again, a quick play forward for Williams. Smith will handle again in that sweeper position. A giveaway, though, again. It's Florida State on the ball. Dorsey now trying to play out wide for Tillman.
Yeah, Smith doing a great job, kind of coming out of her perch and, doing a great job for this Virginia Tech defense.
Played forward, it's Williams. A shot, saved for the moment by Smith, and she will gather up the loose ball. A tougher save than maybe it looked originally, and it was a poor angle for Williams, but she got a lot of oomph on that shot.
No, absolutely. Again, Kaylin Smith, just being the MVP for the Hokies right now, just saving them 2 times. That was a great shot by Florida State. They only have 3 shots so far on the night, but 2 of them being pretty close.
Abu El Hawa finding Gray. Some of the younger Hokies on that left side. But a turnover, and it'll be Schmid to take the throw in. And one name we haven't said so far tonight, not in the starting lineup for Florida State, is Campbell, and she's been a big part of the reason why they're number 1 in the nation. And Florida State, another tough matchup coming this weekend. You saw there on your screen for just a moment, number 2, Virginia. They go up to Charlottesville after this. So a bit of a murderer's row here for Florida State inside the ACC, but I'm sure that their opponents probably feel the same way about seeing the Seminoles coming to town.
Yeah, Florida State coming up, facing this number 7 Virginia Tech team on the road and then having to travel to UVA, who is number 2 on Sunday. They have a large, big challenge on their slate, but we'll see how they're able to face it tonight and on Sunday.
I mean, you look at Virginia Tech, their 2 losses this season have come to very good teams. Number 7, Clemson, that was on the road just a few games ago, as once again, Williams working just outside the 18. It's Tillman now. She'll take a left-footed shot just wide.
Florida State being real aggressive right now on the offensive side of the ball, not letting Kaylin Smith rest back there in the goal.
Another look at that shot from Tillman. Just a little bit wide, and we'll see Shayna Williams, who has been very good so far for the Seminoles, check out. It's Berglund Thorvald's daughter who will check in. And despite not starting for this Florida State team, she has been quite a force as a reserve forward. 6 goals on the year, 1 assist, including 3 game-winning goals as well for the Seminoles. So we talked about how short they keep that bench, Maggie. She's one of those players you almost always see coming off the bench early and coming off and making a big impact for the Seminoles.
Like you said, big. She's only a redshirt junior. She's one of those big names that comes off the bench pretty quickly. Has 6 points, 6 goals already on the season. So she's a big name. Even though she wasn't in the starting lineup tonight, she can still get the job done for the Seminoles.
Seifers looking to play forward for Johnson. Once again, cleaned up by Florida State. It's Connolly on the ball. Tillman now near sideline for the Seminoles. Schmid, no problem playing all the way back for Cassie Miller. Miller, interestingly enough, back in 2009, 2010, she participated in the NFL Punt, Pass, and Kick Championship, and for good reason. You'd have to think a goalie would be pretty good at that. Certainly she's gone on to, maybe even bigger and better things, you would say. Depends on how you view the punt, pass, and kick competition, I'm sure. Ahead for Thorvald's daughter, a possible opportunity, but cleared away by Abu El Hawa.
Yeah, no, that's funny about Cassie Miller. I guess just running with your talents, and punt, pass, and kick sounds like one of her talents.
Mark Krikorian there, and Thorvald's daughter, someone you can look for with crosses into the middle. Stolen away, though, here on the near sideline. Meyer in control now for Virginia Tech, looking to play to the feet of Tiernan, but just a little bit far away from the forward of the Hokies.
Pretty big crowd here tonight at Virginia Tech, Lots of fans, lots of people out supporting the Hokies.
And the cadets are in attendance as well. A big portion of them over on the left side of the stands. I'm sure we'll get a shot of them at some point, but a nice crowd, like you said, Maggie, here at Thompson Field, and why not? Like we said, beautiful night, great night for soccer. The number 1 team in the nation is in town, and an opportunity for Virginia Tech to find a way to get off the schneid, get a win against this Seminoles team inside the regular season. And as for Florida State, it's all about keeping the machine rolling. Johnson will get there. No handball called, although Florida State wanted it. Ahead now for Tiernan. Meyer trying to work up into the play as well. A cross will go right off of the face of the Florida State defender there. We see that now for both teams.
Yep.
That was
Muriel Tiernan just really pushing, like we said, putting the ball in, where we want it, and that's where Virginia Tech wants it, and that's near Muriel Tiernan, near Ashley Meyer. Those two have been so big for the Hokies so far, and they're just pushing that.
And it was Kirsten Crowley, the one who took the cross off, and then eventually it'll go for a goal kick. So a heads-up play for Crowley to get her head in the way and eventually work a goal kick for Florida State. And we talk about the opportunity for Virginia Tech to exercise some demons, but they've been close. It's not like this is a dominated side for Florida State over the last few years. The last 5 wins for the Seminoles have all been by 1 goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, last year they only won 2-1. Florida State only beat Virginia Tech 2-1. So that's, I think, what sits in the back of Virginia Tech's mind is that they're right there. They're knocking on the door every year, but it's just a little bit that Florida State does well to take that win. So that's why this is so important for Virginia Tech, trying to break that streak, because it's not like they're way down in the bottom of the conference. They're always up there with Florida State, and they're good competition.
Yeah, when you go back to that 2013, a special season for the Hokies getting to the College Cup, they were defeated by Florida State 3 times that year. Ahead, maybe an opportunity for Tiernan, and a foul is going to be called on Muriel Tiernan there for a little bit of a shove in the back. Good shielding away by Florida State. And you see just where Tiernan ranks up in the NCAA. Has missed a couple of games this season, too, and she's still tied for 8th in the country in goals with 12.
Yep, Muriel Tiernan, she leads the ACC in a lot of different statistics. She leads in goals, game-winning goals. She's just one of those players for Virginia Tech that has been so big on the offensive side.
And there's going to be a foul called this time, a little bit of a shove, and that was on Jensen, another freshman, and another native of Iceland, along with Berglund Thorvald's daughter.
Very physical game we've seen so far, and that's no surprise on Virginia Tech's side either. They lead the ACC in fouls, so they're very physical, very quick team. They're going to push and shove, and it's definitely shown up here tonight.
Looking for Seifers, plays it ahead. And you'd have to think with this Florida State team who's so good offensively, the Hokies might not mind having a bit of a physical contest. Abu Hawa looking to play forward. Meyer now, can she turn? Interesting, looking back heel. Trying to find Tiernan. Nothing doing, though, with that stout Florida State defense. We talked about their offense, but again, going back to last year as well, this is one of the best defensive teams in the nation as well. There's a reason why they won the NCAA title last year.
Yep, they only allowed 2 goals in the regular season last year, which is a pretty big deal. Great job by the goalkeepers and their defense. That says something. And only having allowed 7 goals so far this season, that's another, big stat to contribute to the strength of the Florida State defense.
Once again, though, they're doing a good job here, shielding off Tiernan. Connolly hasn't really gotten on the ball too much for Florida State. They're going to want to see her in possession a little bit more. Again, 5 goals and 10 assists on the year. They want her creating, and she just hasn't had time in the middle with Seifers and Meyer pestering her. She was on the ball for just a moment there. Jensen plays to no one, though, and it will be a throw-in for the Hokies after the substitution.
Checking in for the Hokies, number 23, Callie Purifoy.
It'll be Callie Purifoy coming in from Muriel Tiernan. Layla Gray will move up the field a little bit, so Purifoy will check in at a bit of a left winger, left midfield role.
Give Muriel Tiernan, a little break. Rest her legs a little bit coming off of a long 30 minutes in this first half.
Yeah, she's been working hard for the Hokies. They'd like to get her some breaks so she can be fresh for the second half. Again, Florida State plays all the way back to Miller and a big boot up the field. Thorvald's daughter looking for Connolly, trying to get the Irish woman into the game.
Another name we haven't mentioned much tonight, like you said, Megan Connolly. Such a big freshman for this Florida State team. Has 10 assists, 20 points. Just really dangerous, and Virginia Tech has to watch out for her.
Playing forward, Coburn calmly nodding it back to Smith. Conyers has it taken away. It was Pickett, the senior. Plays left foot to Tillman. Quick move there from Casey Tillman. Now cutting back inside. She's tripped up. And a free kick upcoming for Florida State.
Casey Tillman really fast. Seems like she just got by those Virginia Tech defenders right there and put them in a good position to get a free kick.
And another freshman. So if you're thinking to yourself, if you're watching as a Virginia Tech fan or maybe watching as a fan outside of Florida State inside the ACC, and you're saying, wait a second, we got to deal with who for the next 4 years? We got to deal with Connolly and Tillman and others as well. Aline Jensen, another freshman. So Krikorian is reloading the team that won the national championship last year and obviously still number 1 in the nation this year, so they're doing just fine in 2015, and they seem to be set up for the foreseeable future. It's Carson Pickett to take the free kick. It's a good one in. A little tip and saved from Kaylin Smith. That could have been a dicey opportunity there for Florida State. It was Kirsten Crowley who got her boot on it. Let's look again. Just a great ball in, and I think there was maybe a deflection. Ashley Meyer got in there with her foot, and otherwise that could be a much more dangerous play for Florida State.
Yeah, that was a close one. Kaylin Smith doing a really great job with that ball. Both these teams, I feel like, are going to start, being a little bit more aggressive as this first half starts to wind down. Both of these teams want to go into the half with a lead. So looking forward to seeing how this turns out for the rest of these 12 minutes.
We'll see just how much it does open up. A turnover in the middle. It's Conley on the ball. Tillman now. Cleared away from Thorvald's daughter. Now Virginia Tech will try to move up the field. No foul called on the collision in the middle. It was Johnson in there, as well as, I believe, Michaela Edwards.
Moving back and forth, up and down the field pretty quickly right now, both teams.
And certainly you'd have to think when we move to the second half, it'll open up even a little bit more. But it's already a pretty up and down match between the Hokies and the Seminoles. So how much more up and down can we truly get? 11:05 remains here in half number one. No score still between Florida State and Virginia Tech. Meyer on the ball, trying to play around, and no foul is going to be called.
Ashley Meyer, one of those physical players on this Virginia Tech team, showing it right here also.
And now a foul is called on Ashley Meyer, and the referee wants to have a quick discussion about it. And I'm sure Meyer's saying, hey, you didn't call the foul on me before. Why are you calling it against me? But they have a quick conversation, no cards given.
Yeah, well, Ashley Meyer, one of those leaders, on this Virginia Tech team. She's a senior. She's been around for 4 years, and she's been such a pivotal part of the Virginia Tech success these last 4 years. And like we said, a physical player showing it in those last couple plays.
No doubt pivotal for this Hokie team. Smith is out there, and it's going to be headed away at the last moment. Looked like Kaylin Smith was going to handle that just fine. They'll go out of bounds. A corner kick upcoming for Florida State. So another set-piece opportunity for the Seminoles. With under 10 minutes now to go in the first half. Again, it'll be Carson Pickett to take the corner kick.
Carson Pickett, a senior on this Florida State team. 9 assists on the year already. Looks like she's comfortable with this corner kick, something she's done before.
Yeah, she's been the one on the set pieces. Here's another. A good header, and that is just wide. And at least a powerful header. A good header might have been on goal, and that was certainly a great opportunity that Carson Pickett set up. I believe it was Kirsten Crowley. We'll take another look at this one flying in at the last moment. It was Crowley. Boy, that was coming with some real pace. If it's on goal, you'd have to think no way that Kaylin Smith, despite some of her saves she's made tonight, would be able to get behind that.
Kaylin Smith already has 3 saves on the night, and Florida State just being really aggressive down there at the goal. Have 5 shots already, and a couple of them were real close, and thanks to Kaylin Smith, the Hokies still have a 0-0 up on the board.
Yeah, they've shown no problem pulling the trigger once they get inside of the 18, even from outside the 18 at times. It'll be Schmee to take the throw-in now for the Seminoles, who have gathered back some of the possession and a little bit of the momentum as well over the last few minutes. Purifoy near sideline. Looking to cut back. No, she'll go down the line. Across coming, left foot. Conyers can't get there.
Looked like there was a good opportunity. Good setup by Purifoy down there in the corner. But just a little too wide on that kick.
Stolen away from Jensen. Across in. Shots. And it's wide. Maybe just a slight deflection from the Hokies inside the middle. And now Florida State having to deal with some pressure. And it'll be Tillman trying to move all the way down the field. And Abu El-Hawaz going to get a yellow card there. No doubt about it. Not necessarily a dangerous play, but a professional foul. Otherwise, Tillman and the Seminoles are off and running. Take another look. Yeah, that's an easy call there, Maggie.
Yeah, I would say so. But this team's physical, and after that one, after a couple shots on goal or a couple players run around down there on the Virginia Tech side, that wasn't too bad of a move.
Good ball in from Pickett. Seifer's there with the clear away header. Now Meyer will get it away as well. Conyers, the takeaway in the middle. Looking to play out wide. Jensen defending, but still it's the Hokies on the ball.
Hokies doing a really good job, keeping the possession. Florida State, like we said, had taken a lot of it towards the middle of this half, towards the end of it. But Hokies getting the ball back and showing some offensive possession.
Yeah, trying to establish it a little bit here. Purifoy wanted it on her feet. Instead, it goes all the way back. And the freshman, Michaela Edwards, will take control. Still Edwards now for the Seminoles. Coburn with the calm play to Seifers. Now Curtis for Virginia Tech. 7 minutes to play here in half number one. Number 7, Virginia Tech versus number 1, Florida State. They have given us some great matches over the last few years. And this one, despite no goals, has not been too bad itself.
This has not been a boring game, despite being 0-0. We've seen lots of aggressiveness on either side. Both of these teams want to score a goal, like we said, such strong offenses. So this has been fun to watch.
Thorvald's daughter plays it all the way across out of bounds. Another sub coming for Virginia Tech.
Number 4, Holly Fritz. In for the Hokies, number 22, Morgan Conklin.
It'll be Morgan Conklin to enter the game on the right midfield side for Virginia Tech. They'll be playing a little bit of a right back position as well. That's her natural spot, certainly. Yep, she can play on the right wing as well.
Morgan Conklin, a senior on this Virginia Tech team. She's been really pivotal for the Virginia Tech team in these last 4 years as well. She's been same class as Ashley Meyer, and she's on the defense right now. Looking forward to seeing what she does.
Yeah, another good leader. You don't have to go far to find good leaders on this Virginia Tech team, and with how they have done in terms of results, normally you do have a couple of leaders on the squad when you've been as good as the Hokies have been over the last 4 years. I don't have this stat exactly, but I think they're about in the top 10 in terms of active classes and wins. It is a stunning number for Virginia Tech and what they have done over the last 4 years. But now it's Florida State. It's Connolly on the ball in the middle, trying to play out wide. It's Fritz. Holly Fritz looking to cross, and it's blocked away by Virginia Tech.
Good job by the Virginia Tech defense right there, stopping one of those strong offensive powers.
Fritz again on the ball. A big collision between Meyer and Schmid, and it was Florida State that came on the winning end of it. Although I don't know if Schmid feels that way after the big kick. Crossed in. Taken away. An opportunity maybe for Tillman before Abu El-Hawa got it away, and now it's Purifoy who does the honors completely.
Virginia Tech defense stepping up back there. Looked like Kaylin Smith came out a little bit from the goal, and they really just stopped that offensive drive by Florida State.
Trying to play square, but it's stolen away by Connolly. Good ball in, but getting back and recovering for Virginia Tech was Gowdy.
Time really running down on this first half. Crazy to see that the score's still 0-0 when you have such offensive, powerful teams.
That goes to show you that pretty good defensively as well, and we've had some grade A opportunities, so don't necessarily expect this one to end 0-0. A turnover here in the middle, and it's Virginia Tech on it. Purifoy looking to play forward. Cross coming. Crowley takes care of it, though, for Florida State. And without Tiernan in the middle, it seems like Virginia Tech has needed a couple more numbers to get up in the middle.
Seems like, like you said at the beginning, Tiernan having up there, kind of pushing it towards the goal a little bit more. She got taken out. Been a little bit slower on the offensive side, but been a great, good fun to watch still so far.
Yeah, and certainly when you take out one of the best scorers in the NCAA, things are going to change a little bit in the middle.
We've been preaching about how this has been such offensive powers, but like you said, it has been a defensive game as well. It's 0-0 still. So it goes to show there's a reason why both these teams are in the top 10 in the nation.
Conklin plays wide. Now it's Johnson trying to flick on to herself. Miller's going to come and take care of that. Under 2:45 to play here in the first half. Miller last year an All-ACC second-team member, as well as a Soccer American All-Freshman second-team member.
Cassie Miller's been really big for this Florida State defense. When you can score a lot of goals, that's one thing, but if you're not letting them up. That's a big plus as a team.
Well, she hasn't had to do too much so far today, and that's, once again, like we discussed earlier, this is a Florida State team that doesn't give up many shots, and when they do, it seems like Cassie Miller comes up with a save.
Yeah, we've only seen one shot from this Virginia Tech offense tonight, and like you said, nothing needed from Cassie Miller. Nothing too bad needed.
Yeah, it feels like the offense has been better for Virginia Tech than one shot, and honestly, it feels like the Seminoles have gotten off more than 5 shots in this game. I think a lot of times they've been around the area and just haven't been able to get shots off.
Right, like I said earlier, when it comes to possession, I think that Virginia Tech's doing a good job on holding on to the ball, holding on to that possession and challenging Florida State.
Fritz plays through the middle. Now they'll go all the way out wide for Pickett. Carson Pickett up forward. Orville's daughter trying to shield off. Now back to Pickett on the far sideline. Good steal away for the Hokies, and maybe they can work in the counterattack now.
1 minute
Meyer
in the first half.
getting defended by Schmid. Finds Johnson. A good turn from Alani Johnson.
Great job by Alani Johnson there. Only a little less than a minute left in this first half.
Seifers playing forward. Good knockdown. Plays out wide. And a handball coming off the cross from Morgan Conklin. So with 30 seconds left, really the last great opportunity of the half, probably going to come for the Hokies. And Jordan Coburn saying, hey, let's slow this down. We've got time for one more opportunity. And you get the set piece specialist in there, Coburn, trying to spin one in with the left foot. Good ball. And just headed away now with 13 seconds. Can they get one corner kickoff? It doesn't look like it's going to happen. They needed a ball down there, and unlucky for the Hokies. And now Florida State can breathe easy as they go into halftime 0-0. Both these teams getting their opportunities. Maybe a couple more from Florida State as well. We saw Shayna Williams early on getting some great shots on goal. Kaylin Smith made a couple of saves. And the big play of the half, Isabella Schmid missing a PK off the post. That's why we're 0-0 here at Thompson Field. We'll take a break and take a look at some highlights during the halftime, as well as recap what we saw here in Blacksburg. Welcome back into Thompson Field. 0-0 between Florida State and Virginia Tech. A good first half. Nice to have you along with us on ESPN3. I'm Joe Troncalli along with Maggie Tyler, and we saw a back-and-forth first half and maybe a couple more opportunities for Florida State.
Absolutely. They were really pushing on the offensive side of the ball, but I think that Virginia Tech did a good job on keeping the possession pretty equal throughout the first half. Like you said, Florida State coming in early with that penalty kick, saved by Virginia Tech's goalie. That was a big deal. And so it's been a very interesting match so far.
Yeah, Shayna Williams and Muriel Tieran both subbed out during the first half, but they were creating chaos for the defenses of both Florida State and Virginia Tech.
No, absolutely. Very fast players. It was a very fast-paced game in general. I think there was a lot of moving the ball up and down, and it was just interesting to watch, how these two offensive powers played on the defensive side of the ball, keeping it 0-0 through the first half.
Well, we've got two heavyweights out here tonight. Number 7, Virginia Tech. Number 1, Florida State. The Seminoles coming off of an NCAA national title. Two of the best teams in the nation. We've got it for you here on ESPN3. Virginia Tech trying to break a 9-game streak for Florida State. They've won since back in 2008, as you had mentioned earlier, that PK victory in the ACC Conference Tournament. We'll take another break. Come back here on ESPN3. Beautiful night here in Blacksburg, 0-0 between Florida State and Virginia Tech. First half stats, we'll see 3 shots on goal from the Seminoles. We know the Hokies have 1 shot, hasn't been on goal. We mentioned that Cassie Miller hasn't had a lot of work. Kaylin Smith coming up with 3 saves. In the corners, the Hokies probably wanting a couple more there. They've been so good at set pieces on the season, and Maggie, we know how physical Virginia Tech can be as well.
Absolutely. I think corner kicks are where Virginia Tech is really comfortable, so they're going to have to, push those a little bit more in this second half if they want to come out with some goals. But like you said, Florida State has 3 shots on goal, but Virginia Tech has 3 saves. Kaylin Smith doing a great job for the Hokies and their defense, stopping some of those big offensive runs, stopping that PK at the beginning of the first half, and doing a great job for the Hokies on the defensive side.
So going back to the highlights for the first half, one of them maybe you could say, quote-unquote, a low light for Florida State was that missed PK, and got started with the Shayna Williams, and she was so big throughout. She was the one fouled on the PK, but then Isabella Schmid missing off the post, and that could have changed how the way this whole game went. Kaylin Smith, as you mentioned, Maggie, coming up with save after save in the first half, one there as well, and we've seen the set pieces for Florida State be a big part of it as well. So not too many shots on goal, but when we come back, we'll get a mic'd up session with head coach Chugger Adair, and it should be pretty good. We know how talkative Chugger can be. After the break, here is 0-0 between Florida State and Virginia Tech.
Two teams versus one team, transitionally possession. Okay, it's a little bit tighter for you guys. All right, being 4-4-4 here. Okay, whoever gives it up, let's say I'm on yellow, I give it up to black. All right, she wins it, now my team defends. Transition, we want to work on pressing the ball and winning it back right away if we can. Good touch, all you created space in your movement. Well done, don't let him out. Keep him here, Joe, keep him here. Oh, the scooper. Real quick, were you under any pressure? Why not just live with the ball for a second, right, and allow things to develop? Because you had no pressure. You had about 10 square yards of space. Here we go. Who's in? Don't let her out. You got her, Jen. Good job, Deals. Well read. Settle, settle, settle. So, hey, we've got to maybe move to that instead of waiting. You see pressure coming, move to it and play. Good job, Bria. Good step. Good tackle, Joe. Squeeze it. Bria. There we go. Play. Here we go. Here we go. Who's in? Play. Turn. Oh. Caroline sneaking out in the weeds there to win the ball. 5 passes and they can play you guys. All right, 5 passes. Hopefully we get 5. We may make it 4 if we can't, but play. Here we go, Corey. Bria, come on, Bria. You got to be ready. Change it. Change it. Come on, Ollie. Open up. 4. Play and go. Play it. There we go. We're up. We're going to work a little bit on possession and how we transition forward, okay? And also work on how we're transitioning defending. So Drew's going to work with the back 4 there. Think about your touch that put you through on the goal. It's a great touch with your left foot to put you in behind that you were able to score then, right? Right here. Couple more, ladies. Couple more and we'll go big. Play. 2. Bigger, bigger, bigger. Make the square bigger with our movement. Play on. Good job, now we play. Good touch, Ash. It's hard. It's hard if they're too close. Come on, Meyer, go on. Slip her in. Actually, we'll play corner. Why not? Go on, whip it in. You're having your body weight on your foot as you're receiving the ball, so it's hard to travel. You gotta have all your weight and hip balance here, and then so you can take the ball there. Okay. You notice that a little bit a few times? So you gotta move your feet a little bit if you can. All right, we'll stop there.
We're back at Thompson Field after an intense first half. Both teams have come close to scoring, but no goals just yet. FSU is an incredibly strong team, technically speaking, and they're big on possession, but Virginia Tech has done a really good job of challenging them in that aspect thus far. This is part of a big week on the road for FSU as the Noles head to UVA this weekend. Back to you in the booth.
Thank you, Hannah. About a minute away from getting it back going here in the second half. Got Maggie Tyler alongside myself, Joey Trencali. Good first half of action, but I think it might open up even more so coming into the second half, and we might see some goals here.
I'm thinking so. You know, like you said, the first couple minutes of the first half was kind of a feeling out period, you know, and I think you could kind of say that was kind of the first half too. These two teams are really big offensive powers, but also have really big defenses as we see, and there's a reason why they're up there. Florida State has a ton of international players, like you see right now on your screen, from all over the place, really.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible to see how Mark Corian is able to recruit, and as we mentioned, has done a great job. 9 freshmen this year, and they have continued to keep humming along, and number 1 in the nation, number 1 in the ACC as well. When you look at that coaches poll, Florida State, Virginia Tech all in the top part of it, as well as Clemson. So there's your top 3 spots there in the ACC. Florida State number 1, UVA number 2, Clemson and Virginia Tech tied up at number 3. And the only loss on the season for Florida State coming for number 8, Florida. So it's just powerhouse schools and schools that don't lose games that they're not supposed to lose at this point. They have done a great job defeating the teams they're supposed to defeat and playing tough against really good competition as well.
Right, and it's surprising how many of those top 10 teams are ACC teams as well. So these are teams that Florida State and Virginia Tech are both used to playing. You know, when it comes to North Carolina, and like you said, Florida State's only loss so far this season. These are teams that these two teams, Virginia Tech and Florida State, are used to playing and used to facing in the regular season.
Yeah, the big wins on the season for the Hokies, number 22, Duke, who is 11th in the RPI, and number 12, West Virginia, who's 9th in the RPI. As we get going once again, Hokies moving left to right on your screen at home. Florida State is going right to left. Jensen to take the throw in. Conklin in there as well as Dorsey. You see Morgan Conklin stay on the field after coming in as a reserve in half number 1. So it's going to be a free kick, in fact, coming up. So a little bit of a shove from Conklin there. And Carson Pickett. Incredibly interesting story. As you can see, Pickett there has never liked using a prosthetic arm. She doesn't really like to talk about it. She pays no heed to it, and it certainly hasn't affected her ability to be one of the best Division I soccer players. A great story from Pickett. When she swam her first swim race, you can believe that. Swam the anchor leg, and the team won easily. So she is a competitor through and through. It's Conklin now to try to cross in, just can't get her body around it. Goes out of bounds for a goal kick for FSU.
Yeah, Carson Pickett, one of those big players on the Florida State team. Something that Chugger Dare tells his players, you know, is just she's a great player, so you need to watch out for her, and she is, and she's proven it throughout her couple years here at Florida State.
Coburn on the ball for the Hokies. She's got a big left foot trying to play forward for Tiernan. Heads down for Meyer. Outside now, Conklin. Gowdy. Seifers. Plays back. Coburn. Hokies trying to hang on to possession at the moment. Again, playing forward. Headed down right to Alani Johnson, and then cleared away at the last moment by Florida State.
Virginia Tech being really quick right now. Something Hannah Martin told us earlier was that Chugger Adair was telling his players that they need to be fast. You know, they need to keep up to speed with this Florida State team. And I think they're doing a great job of that, at least in the first half, and they're hoping to carry that into the second half. Staying quick, staying fast, you know, whether that be quick getting the turnover on the ball, getting a goal kick, and turning that around really quickly and getting back down the field.
Megan Connolly trying to fix her shoot. We saw during this break, off screen for just a moment, a couple of Florida State players trying to stretch out, get back going. In the first 5 to 10 minutes of that second half, it can be dangerous. If you don't come out ready to play and the other team does, it could be easily a goal down for either of these two teams. So far, the Hokies look to be playing with a little bit more of the pressure at the moment. Seifers going to Coburn. Stolen away, though, by Florida State. Shanna Williams back in the game, an opportunity to play long to her, but another turnover. This time, Florida State doing the honors.
Looks like Virginia Tech did come out quick after that first half. They're at home. Can't speak enough about how big of a game this is for the Hokies. And like we've talked about already, they haven't won a series since 2008. They're 0-9 since 2008 against this Florida State team. So this means a lot to them. And I think that, you know, they're going to come out of this half strong and fast and see how this second half goes.
Meyer finds Conklin. Plays to herself in the middle. Now Seifers. Johnson, and we haven't seen Johnson and Tiernan play together before the second half begun, but Chugger Adair wanting to up the offensive firepower. Given away there by Abu El Hawa, who is on a yellow card at the moment, so we'll have to watch out for that. The left back for the 50-50 ball there, handled by Virginia Tech.
We talked about upping the firepower on that Virginia Tech team. I think that is something that Chugger Adair is trying to bring in, and that's going to be a big deal for the Hokies this second half when it comes to Muriel Tiernan and Ashley Meyer and even Alani Johnson. Those are big players that are going to need to step up in the second half to get some points.
So it's Abuhel Hawa who will take the throw in for Virginia Tech. Plays down the line. A turn now. Taken away by Florida State. And they will clear all the way. It's Williams. And they're going to have to double team her at times during this second half. She proved to be quite dangerous in half number one. Now Tillman looking to play forward. Hokies all over it. It's Gowdy on the ball for Virginia Tech. 4.5 into the second half here at Thompson Field. Number 1 Florida State, number 7 Virginia Tech. A battle between ACC powers. They have provided some great theater over the last few years.
It's a fun game to watch tonight as well. It's just nice knowing these are two of the best teams in the nation right now. And obviously in the ACC, Florida State, number 1, and Virginia Tech tied for number 3. But one of the power conferences, and just really great teams to watch play.
It's Pickett now after a turnover in the middle. Hokie fans wanted a foul. Didn't get it, but no harm, no foul there as it'll go out for a goal kick. Yeah, when you say one of the powers of college soccer, really, you have to say the power of college soccer. It's tough to argue that there's a better conference out there than the ACC, and it really goes for both men's and women's, maybe even a little bit more on the women's side. ACC has proven time and time again to have a great opportunity to win the NCAA tournament. Obviously, last year, Florida State took it in 2014. Going back to 2013, they had 3 of the 4 members inside the College Cup, although it was UCLA, a Pac-12 school, who ended up getting it done over Florida State in 2013. Tiernan trying to find space, couldn't do so. Now it's Jensen, the Iceland native, who loses it now. Tiernan taken away by Pickett. A little bit sloppy play in the middle from both of these teams coming out of the half. Conklin hoping that Gowdy would move up the field. Instead, it will be a throw-in for Jensen and the Seminoles.
Both these teams moving really fast right now. Like we talked about a lot in the first half, just a lot of moving up and down the field, strong, fast players.
No foul called and a slip there. Now Conklin trying to play forward for Johnson, but can't find her feet. It's Schmid. Referee letting some things go here in the early part of the second half, Maggie.
Yeah, it looks like he's just letting them play it out right now. Both these teams moving really fast, playing a little bit aggressive. Looks like they're both just shooting to get the ball towards their goal.
Williams trying to play forward. It was an advantage call, but Shayna Williams going to take advantage, and now it's the Hokies on the move. Meyer, Johnson, and Tiernan. Meyer with it. Wide for Johnson, inside the 18. Trying to take to the middle, Alani Johnson. Nothing coming just yet, and they'll have to play all the way back. Gowdy will take control. Looking to play around. Jensen. And Pickett will clear it away for just a moment. And a foul is going to be called, a tug from behind on the jersey. And the head referee spotted it there.
That was a good sight earlier if you're a Hokie fan, and dangerous if you're a Florida State fan, because you see Ashley Meyer and Alani Johnson, two of those strong offensive powers running down the field. Looked like they almost had an opportunity there, but just, pushed away by that Florida State defense.
And now Mark Krikorian upset with the referee after getting the foul called, and they'll go have a conversation. Not sure exactly what started this argument, but Krikorian clearly, visibly upset. Again, Florida State waiting to take their own free kick here. And the head referee, Krikorian, and some of his staff in an argument. Now Chugger Adair wants to know what's going on as well. pretty much tell you that any head coach, when the opposing head coach is talking to the referee, that head coach wants to know what's going on.
Absolutely. I think it goes the same way with players, too. You know? Coaching, causing a riot a little bit with a referee. You want to know what's happening.
Yeah, no one wants to be left out of the conversation. It's kind of like elementary school at lunch. You want to know what's happening. Dorsey trying to play down the line. It's Tillman. Whips it in, but it's way too far. Still a problem, though, for the Hokies. It's Pickett now with it. Finds Connolly and taken away by Virginia Tech. Maybe another counterattacking opportunity, and a foul is going to be called. That's going to go Florida State's way. And it's Callie Purefoy, and she's going to get a yellow card there.
That was a big foul call on Virginia Tech right there. Callie Purefoy, making a big move and trying to bust away with that ball from, the Florida State pushing down there on the offensive side. But
yeah, certainly a foul there. Sure, we could have arguments whether or not it was worthy of a yellow card, but either way, Purefoy in the book for a yellow. Cross in. Smith going to go out for it, punches away. Still available, though, for Florida State. Why now Jensen? She can't control, and he'll go past the end line and a goal kick, as well as a sub upcoming for the Hokies.
Florida State pressing on that offensive side, really making Virginia Tech goalie Kaylin Smith work, and making her a little bit nervous down there in the goal.
Conyers trying to play forward for Johnson, and a foul is going to be called. Hokie fans here at Thompson not happy about that one. Looked like maybe Conyers did more damage to Tiernan than she did to the FSU player in tow.
We're having a lot of interactions with the referees in this second half.
Yeah, that looked a little bit tough there for Virginia Tech, as it looked like Purefoy came in and took out Tiernan instead of Pickett, but either way, a foul called the way of Florida State. But in possession for Virginia Tech again, here's Tiernan trying to play quickly forward past Edwards. Edwards can't give it away. Tiernan into the box. Conyers trying to get back there and cleared away by Florida State. Throw-in opportunity.
Virginia Tech just kind of getting where they want to be right now on the offensive side.
Great pass there. Conyers finds Seifers with some space. A shot from distance off the crossbar. Seifers just a little bit high from the junior. Candace Seifers, another look. Great shot there, curling away from the goalie. Almost had it, upper 90.
Bold move by Candace Seifers. She was out a little bit too, but just making that shot, taking that shot. Only the third shot for the Hokies so far tonight. Making that move and just a little bit too far out. Definitely had everybody, the Virginia Tech fans down here on their feet.
About 25 or so yards away for Candace Seifers. Almost sliding it above Cassie Miller. And we see in the ladies' game a lot, Maggie, an opportunity to shoot from distance because of the shorter goalies than you would have in a men's game. And because of that, Ashley Myers really made a career out of it, scoring from deep. Playing ahead again is Conyers looking for Johnson, who will try to pressure on Miller. Just has to play out wide and out of bounds.
Shooting from deep, that was pretty far out for Candace Seifers, and I think that so often I'm looking for the players, and everyone's looking for the players to get right there in the goal before they score, but that was a very, very close shot, and I think, like you said, with women's soccer, that's really possible, and it was fun to watch, and it was a close one.
Certainly a great effort from Seifers. Now Florida State has to reboot. Playing ahead for Tiernan. And don't be surprised with a PK already going the way of Florida State. A lot of times that allows the referee to feel a little bit more free to give one on the other side of things once you've already given one. And I think that's probably on the minds of the Florida State defenders, that they have to be extra careful when you've already given one on one side. A lot of times you return the favor.
I think that PK was Florida State's, greatest opportunity, at least so far in this game, to score. And Kaylin Smith just doing a really great job. So like you said, that has to be on the back of their minds. That's, that would be a really great opportunity for the Hokies, but they can't be relying on that either.
Certainly not. Florida State in possession again after a turnover, looking again for Williams, who hasn't had quite the impact she had during the first 15 minutes of half number one. Williams last year, a third-team All-American selection in the entirety of the NCAA, playing forward for Johnson. Looks like she was onside. Now can she keep it in? Alani Johnson crosses in, headed away by Crowley. She's been impressive in the back for Florida State. Played out of bounds. It'll be Florida State's throw-in coming up in just a moment. Virginia Tech getting a bulk of the opportunities here in the second half. Johnson trying to play forward, and Crowley, no problem getting her head on that one.
Alani Johnson, one of those players who's been playing really well for the Hokies lately. I know we talked about her a little bit earlier, but she had 2 goals against Miami. Virginia Tech won 3-0 this past Saturday.
Yeah, Alani has had 3 goals over her last 2 games. Seifers has added a couple over those 2 games as well. Going back a couple of contests, it was a loss to Clemson, and Johnson's going to get called here for shielding away from Florida State. Hokie fans, once again, not happy with that. You can hear their dismay here at Thompson Field. A great showing. Some of the Corps cadets in attendance as well. And on campus, they know how good this Virginia Tech women's soccer team is. They like coming out to watch, and it is a pretty good night for late October here in Blacksburg.
Right, fun night in Blacksburg. Not too cold, usually around this time in the fall, at least in the middle of the mountains here in Blacksburg, Virginia. It starts to get pretty chilly, so this is a pleasant surprise. Virginia Tech has a great crowd out here tonight, and everyone's pretty loud. Like you said, Corps cadets, they definitely know how to, and they're doing so tonight. We're rooting for the Hokies.
Williams trying to turn on Gowdy, does so, crosses in. An opportunity, top of the box, and it's scuffed. A huge opportunity for Florida State. No foul called on the referee. Looked like he was reaching for his whistle, decided not to blow it. Conyers will get there away from Holly Fritz, the freshman out of Cape Coral, Florida, and it's Gowdy looking to play forward for Tiernan possibly. Comes down to Meyer now. Playing 1-on-2. Trying to go down the sideline for Johnson, can't do so. And it'll be interesting to see how the subs work out in the second half. As we mentioned, Florida State, not a team that goes to their bench too often during close games against big-time teams, and maybe even Chugger Adair will shorten his bench down just a little bit. To take a look at Megan Connolly, a fantastic freshman on the Top Drawer Soccer Team of the Week, and when we have seen her on the ball, she has certainly looked dangerous.
Absolutely, we got to look out for her throughout the rest of the game. She's one of those players that, once you give her the ball, Virginia Tech is really going to have to be careful with her on the defensive side because she's only a freshman, but she has so many goals and points already on the season for these Florida State Seminoles.
Good ball from Conklin, finding the chest of Tiernan, and it's blasted over the bar by Alani Johnson. Certainly an opportunity, but always was going to be tough.
Coming out of that half, Virginia Tech only having one shot on the night so far. They've already had 3 in the first almost 20 minutes of this second half, kind of evening out with Florida State, playing really fast and playing aggressive against this team.
Down to the feet of Purifoy, lost for a moment, and Tillman takes control. Pickett now plays out wide. Gowdy with the steal. Tiernan down the line. Conyers, can she get there in time? Possesses. Gowdy crossed into the head of Fritz. Another opportunity for Gowdy, and again, it's blocked away. How many times have we seen that so far for Florida State? They have done a very good job not allowing those crosses to come in. Somehow that didn't leave the field and go for a corner kick, and it'll just be a throw-in for the Hokies. Looks like Johnson's going to check out Layla Gray, the sophomore Chantilly High School player out of Fairfax, Virginia, will check in for the Hokies. She can certainly play up in that forward position as well.
Layla Gray's been one of those players that have been around for the Hokies, started a couple games, and I feel like she's come in a couple games, come off that bench, been one of those players that has been a staple in the Virginia Tech offense and even the defense throughout this whole season.
Yeah, she's got 5 goals on the year, so she can certainly provide some offense. Coburn has to make a tackle here away from Williams, does so, but it'll stay with the Seminoles. I mentioned this earlier, but in the ACC, Florida State, one of the best scoring teams, first in goals, Hokies third in goals, and yet it has been a game that has had a lot of great defensive plays and defensive blocks as well, trying to make sure that there are no easy attempts, and probably the defense's senses, they're heightened a little bit because they know they're playing two of the best offenses, not only in the ACC, but when you're that good inside the Atlantic Coast Conference, you're going to be one of the top NCAA teams as well.
Right, I think the goalies are both doing a really great job, staying alert in this game. Like you said, they offensive powers. Florida State leading the ACC in goals. I think they have 43 goals already this season. That's a huge number. And then Virginia Tech is third in goals. So big offensive teams, but the defenses have really been, the name of the game so far in this game. And it's going to be interesting to see how they rev it up a little bit in the second half, in the last 25 minutes of regulation, seeing if somebody can get someone through the goals, a ball through the goals.
Layla Gray pressuring, so it'll be a throw-in upcoming and making sure they know just exactly where it's going to be from. Out of bounds, it will be a throw-in for Florida State. Isabella Schmid. Have to think that her PK weighs heavy on her mind, going off the post.
Florida State putting that PK in the hands, or in the feet, you could say, of your senior, Isabella Schmid. And like you said, that was one of the best opportunities for Florida State really early in this game, and that has to be, floating around in her head. And she's probably hoping that they get another opportunity here soon to make up for that.
Yeah, certainly Chugger Adair and the Hokies know this would be quite a different game if it was a 1-0 lead for Florida State. And because it's not, both teams maybe a little bit more cautious than if there was a goal out there. Now is an opportunity for Williams, though. Shayna Williams inside the box, knocked away by Curtis. Corner kick upcoming for the Seminoles. Kerkorian and his staff trying to figure out what they can do to break down this Hokie defense. And really through 20 minutes, you'd have to say the better part of the chances have gone the way of Virginia Tech here in the second half. Again, it'll be Carson Pickett. Last year, 13 assists. This season, she's got 9. Crosses in. It's a good one. And saved on the goal line. Not sure if it was Kaylin Smith or a Hokie defender. Might have been Conyers as well who was there. Looked like that was ticketed for the back of the net. Florida State has had their opportunities on set pieces.
Big time defense for the Hokies right there. Big corner kick for Florida State coming in from Carson Pickett, but Hokies just playing it off and stopping that right there in the corner kick.
Yeah, it was Conyers there that got the save. I think Kaylin Smith might give her the opportunity to take that save for her own. It was certainly on goal, and certainly an opportunity for Florida State. It's Pickett again on it. Now Fritz looking to play forward, but can't get it all the way to Connolly. Still comes down to Fritz. Cross in. Has to be handled by Virginia Tech. It is.
Looks like the Hokies are just looking for an opportunity to get it out of that box, and get it out back towards the midfield and towards their side.
Connolly with quick feet in the middle, but just a little bit wide and high on her shot attempt. And it looks like Berglund Thorvald's daughter is going to check back in. Shayna Williams will check out. We saw her lead the first half around this time as well. And Connolly, pretty good opportunity in the middle, just couldn't get the ball on goal.
One of those far out shots like we talked about earlier. We saw some from Candace Seifers. That was a pretty long one for Connolly, but it was just a little too wide for Florida State.
Schmid on it for the Seminoles. Looking to play Tillman. Nice dummy. But instead it will be Virginia Tech who's on the ball. Tiernan out wide. Layla Gray. Maybe an opportunity to cross for the Hokies. Gray to the end line, and it will go out of bounds for a corner kick. We know Virginia Tech likes to see those.
Virginia Tech's big on the corner kicks. That's kind of their comfort zone. Coming in, I'm not sure who's kicking this.
And normally it's Coburn, but a lot of times when Purifoy's in the game, they'll use her on the left side so you can get a right-footed in-swinger. So it will be Callie Purifoy. Crosses in, back post. Seifers trying to get there, down to the feet of Myers. Knocked away for a moment by Florida State. Still alive, though, for Virginia Tech. Purifoy crossed in. Thorvald's daughter trying to clear it away. Conyers gets past Thorvald's daughter. Cross in. And it is a little bit wide from Seifers, and they'll say it was a deflection, though, so another corner kick upcoming, and this time it'll be Jordan Coburn as Thompson Field begins to shake.
Seems like we saw the same thing from both teams right there. We just saw the same thing from Florida State. A corner kick just barely deflected, got out of the way a little bit, and now Virginia Tech with another big opportunity for a corner kick from one of their anchors, Jordan Coburn.
21 minutes to play. It is the senior Coburn to take the corner kick. Near post, flicked on through, put down for Conyers. And now maybe an opportunity to counterattack for Florida State. Conley on the ball, the freshman from Ireland. Playing past Conklin. Hauled down by Conyers. And we'll see, that should be a yellow card for Conyers. It will be. But when you think about the possibilities that could be for Florida State, not a bad yellow card for the Hokies.
Right, when Virginia Tech sees Megan Conley, one of the Florida State best offensive powers on that team, running down, sometimes got to say that was a little bit of maybe a professional foul, like you said earlier. A smart timed foul. And coming out, the counterattack from Virginia Tech being so big on the offense, and then Florida State trying to take it away with one of their aces, Megan Conley.
Well, that's what you have to worry about when you push everybody forward for those set pieces, for those corner kicks. You worry about the counterattacking opportunities. And it will be Carson Pickett again, and she's put in some dangerous balls. Wonder if she'll attempt a shot here from distance. It's low. And Caitlin Smith there, no problem for the Tech goalie.
Easy save by Caitlin Smith, and great job by her down the goal.
Big boot up forward. Ashley Meyer going to try to win this on the second ball. Or in fact, that was Tiernan on it for Virginia Tech. Fritz goes down easy, no foul called. It's Layla Gray now. Gray plays out wide for Gowdy. Cross in, it's low, knocked away. Gray crosses in with the feet. Lets it go all the way through. It's Purifoy outside the 18. What a cross in, and can't get there. Tiernan. That was a sweet step over from Purifoy to give an opportunity for the Hokies. This is back and forth action here at Thompson Field on ESPN 3. We've seen very good stuff here. 19.5 to go in the second half. If we have no score, we'll go to extra time. It's a golden goal period, and if it can't be figured out after that, it ends in a tie because of the regular season.
We're starting to see those shot numbers go up a little bit in the second half. Only 19 minutes left. Virginia Tech now having 7 shots so far. Florida State with 8. We didn't see as many in that first half, so we're starting to see these two teams, take some long shots, do what they need to do to try to get something in the posts.
What a run here from Conyers. Trying to slip forward, Tiernan. Past Pickett. A shot. And it's high and wide. What a fantastic run from the sophomore Maddie Conyers, an ACC all-freshman team member last season, and finding Tiernan and just trying to get a shot on goal. Like you said, at this point, you just want to pepper the goalie any way you can. Holly Fritz is going to check out of the game, and it's Aline Jensen, the freshman from Iceland, who will check back in, along with, for the Hokies, Alani Johnson, and we'll see Tiernan get a much-deserved rest. Don't expect to have Muriel Tiernan on the bench for too long.
Cassie Miller and Kaylin Smith both, like you said, staying busy this second half. You know, shots on goalies, and 8 and 8 shots for each team respectively right now. So it's definitely amping up a little bit right now in the second half. Only a little less than 20 minutes to go. Two physical teams, really aggressive, really quick moving. It's been fun to watch.
Purefoy creating a corner kick opportunity for the Hokies. She'll be the one that gets to take it as well. Purefoy, a junior out of Charleston, South Carolina. Right in the heart of ACC land. Cross in. And it'll be headed away by Florida State. Another corner kick upcoming, and this time it'll be Jordan Coburn to take the honors. Pretty good ball in there for Purefoy, but nobody on the end of it.
We've talked about corner kicks are kind of Virginia Tech's comfort zone. They have a lot of them in their games, and here they go back-to-back again with another corner kick.
Florida State, a couple of man markers, but mostly zone marking inside the 6-yard box. Chugger Adair wants to see the Hokies score. Crossed in. Another corner kick. 3 in a row for Virginia Tech. Coburn playing those balls in low towards the near post. Can she lift him up a little bit farther? Seifers and Meyer, that's who you're looking for. Crossed in. It's a good one. Headed away to the back post. And trying to go near post. Nothing doing. Goal kick for Florida State.
Close calls for both teams. It's almost, as the time's winding down, it's almost like who's going to score first, you know. Both of these teams being really aggressive, but not really sure who's going to, make it happen first, because both of these teams have had really great opportunities to score and to get the ball right in the goal.
Yeah, it was Purefoy on that opportunity. Maybe just trying to sneak one past Cassie Miller on the near post. Jensen on the ball, defended by Conyers. It'll go out of bounds, and it will be Florida State's possession. Freshman Jensen looking for help. Has Dorsey there. Thorvald's the closest Seminole, but Kaylin Smith comes out, handles no problem. 15 and a half to go. And like you said, doesn't really feel like we spent a lot of time in the middle third of the field. It has been back and forth and inside the 18 aplenty. No foul called there. It's Johnson on the ball, finds Seifers, looking to play Conyers down the line. She wasn't ready for it. Out of bounds throw incoming for Florida State.
We've already played, 75 minutes of game so far, and it's still 0-0, but it's been crazy. And then another aggressive move right there, Layla Gray going down, just showing again how these two teams are playing pretty scrappy and just pushing on each other and staying aggressive.
Yeah, the referee has had no problem keeping the whistle in his pocket. Connolly with the steal, finding Tillman now as Purefoy with the giveaway. And an opportunity for Florida State. Jensen on the ball, looking to play forward for Thorvald's daughter. Her fellow Icelandic native, but can't get it done. Big boot up from Smith. Crowley can't handle for a moment. Maybe a miscommunication for Florida State. Jensen on the ball. Gowdy coming from the blind spot to get the takeaway. Conyers down line for Gray, out of bounds. This is the time where the legs get a little bit heavier on both sides of things.
Absolutely. I think both of these teams might be a little bit fatigued as we're getting into the end of this second half. But it's going to be interesting to see who steps up and whether or not Virginia Tech takes some more people, off their bench. Like we said, Florida State likes to keep the same people on the field, the same people running for most of the two halves. So it'll be interesting to see if these coaches make any substitutions in the later part of this half and whether or not they can keep up with what's going on the field.
Yeah, and if Florida State's short bench could certainly come back to haunt them if this game does go to overtime. Haven't played a ton of games in the overtime period this season. Johnson wants to switch the field all the way to Conyers. Conyers shoved off the ball by Jensen. No foul called, and it'll go out of bounds for a throw. And Virginia Tech fans can't believe it. Chugger Adair talking with the fourth official. And he's certainly not happy with it. Get another look at it.
That was a close call right there. Looks like Maddie Conyers was right on the edge.
Crowley going to switch the field. Good ball from her all the way to Isabella Schmid. The Germany native who missed that PK back in the first half. If you weren't joining us just yet, it was early on in the first half. An opportunity for Florida State. Now Tillman fighting, working, but it'll go out of bounds for a goal kick. So good shielding away from Morgan Conklin and the Hokie defense. And now Shayna Williams looks like she's going to check back in. We'll see who it's for. You know how important Thorvald's daughter's been. And yeah, they're going to take out Casey Tillman instead. She has been running quite a bit up and down the right sideline. So with under 12 minutes to go, they're going to put out one of their best offensive players, Shayna Williams, on the right side. Thorvald's daughter will stay up the middle. Conyers plays out wide. It's Gowdy. Can she use pace to get past Jensen? No, and now Jensen on the ball for Florida State. Dorsey looking to play Williams, and Conklin makes what could be a opportunity-saving header there.
Great job by Conklin right there. That's good defense, and that was a well-timed header.
Foul there on Seifers. Connolly.
Another one of those aggressive moves. We've seen them from both sides, and I think that's why we're seeing so much interaction between the refs and the coaches in this, in the second half especially, because these girls are making some aggressive moves, and the refs are definitely calling their whistles.
Yeah, when you're playing at a high-speed athletic game like this is, a little bit of a late touch can mean a big spill, and we've certainly seen that a couple of times during this contest. Again, still trying to break up the deadlock. It's 0-0 here at Thompson Field. Number 1, Florida State. Number 7, Virginia Tech. FSU number 1 in the RPI. Virginia Tech number 15.
Two big-time teams, coming into Blacksburg and playing in Blacksburg tonight. Virginia Tech, just speaking of them for a minute right now, they've held this really strong offensive power off through the first half, and through the greater part of this half, there's only 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes left. And Florida State is the number 1 team in the nation, for a reason. We've seen tonight they obviously have a great defense and have scored a lot of points, but Virginia Tech's putting a big challenge up for them tonight.
Yeah, I think you make a great point. This Florida State team is one of the best offensive teams in the country, and yet, their best opportunities come on a PK, and they really haven't had too many grade A opportunities since the first half, and Shayna Williams getting up the pitch a couple of times, and now a possible set-piece opportunity. It's from pretty good distance, and they'll try to play quick. Down the lane. Cross in to the back post. Can Conyers get there to keep it in? Conyers is held on the jersey. No foul going to be called. Conyers initiated the contact with their shoulder, but then she felt like she was held back. We'll get another good look at this. Conyers certainly in there, but then you see the hold on the arm from Jensen. So this is what happens a lot of times when you don't call a game as close, when you have allowed it to be played physically, and I don't think people are necessarily complaining about that, but when you allow the physicality to ramp up to the level that we've seen here in the second half, and then you got to let certain plays like that go, even though maybe in a different game you might have a foul, even on the first bump from Conyers.
Yeah, those are all close calls. We've seen a lot of close calls tonight, too. Just a little bit could go either way. So I think that's, hard for a ref, too. And like you said, when you're both the teams are playing so physical, you can't necessarily stop that. So you got to let them play it out a little bit. But they're definitely being a little, nervous to make that call when it comes to some of those fouls. That could go either way.
Possibly a turnover opportunity. Virginia Tech's going to play on here. A shot from distance way too high.
Checking in for the Hokies.
And a sub upcoming here. It'll be Layla Gray checking out. Muriel Tiernan back in the game. 8 minutes to go at Thompson Field. Hokies trying to break a 9-game losing streak. Beat the Seminoles for the first time in 9 matches. And for the first time in Chugger Adair's tenure at Virginia Tech. Cassie Miller. Meyer trying to play Tiernan forward.
Put one of your big offensive powers in Tiernan back on the field. You're going to try to get her to the ball.
Gowdy doing a good job recovering there, and then it'll be Curtis who cleans it up. Maybe a misstep, a slow step from Gowdy at the beginning, but she did a good job to get back in position and defend. 7:10 left in the second half. A throw-in upcoming from Jensen. Play short to Pickett. Trying to go down the line, but Conyers gets there with the shield, and then a foul is going to be called on Jensen. And you hear a bit of a Bronx cheer from the fans here, saying maybe finally a call. Alani Johnson there. Tiernan and Meyer trying to start with her. It's Tiernan here. Put into the box. But taken away by Florida State. And Michaela Hahn. And now it'll be Conley, the talented freshman, on the ball.
Close opportunity there with Tiernan and Johnston. Both right down in there in the box for the Hokies. Trying to make something happen.
Great ball in, but Coburn reading it nicely will knock it out of bounds. And with 6 minutes left, both teams maybe playing cautious, especially defensively, not having any problem just playing the ball out of bounds if they have to. It'll be Jensen once again. Megan Campbell not in the game tonight for Florida State, and we might see one of her long throws if she was playing. Has missed quite a few games this season. Instead, it was a short throw from Florida State, and instead, it's Virginia Tech's possession, although Meyer content just to put it out of bounds. It will be the Seminoles' throw. A sub coming up.
Very back and forth in these last couple minutes, too. Lots of change in possession, but it's been pretty equal, I'd say, throughout the whole game. It seems like Florida State will pursue the offense and pursue the goal, and then it'll just turn around. It'll be the same thing for the Hokies. So it's been interesting to see. It looks like it's been about equal time of possession, and both of the teams just pursuing equally hard.
Shayna Williams will move back into her forward spot. Thorvaldsdottir leaves the match, and Tillman comes back into the game. Good cross from Williams there. And it's headed away by Conklin. We've seen her at the left back role instead of Abu El Hawa a lot here in the second half. Gets down the line, though. Schmid with the cross. Can't be cleared, and then it's knocked over the bar. Goal kick upcoming. Casey Tillman there. Almost a horrible giveaway for Candace Seifers and the Hokies. A sub coming for Virginia Tech now. I believe that's Purifoy leaving the match. And Anissa Dagka, I think, is checked back in for the first time here in half number 2. Under 5 to play. Do we have a winner left in us here in regulation? Conley with it at midfield. Out wide for Jensen. Past Gowdy. Jensen ahead. Is she offsides? Yes. Shayna Williams offsides. Otherwise, an opportunity.
That was a close one, and that would, she almost, the Hokies getting a little bit lucky with that offsides call because that was a wide open opportunity for the Noles.
Tiernan will try to let this one go out of play, using her body to shield. It'll be a throw-in for Virginia Tech. And Conyers plays back to Gowdy.
These two teams moving quickly, less than 4 minutes to play, about 3.5 minutes. And one of these teams has to make something happen if they want to get out of here within regulation. And I think that's what the Hokies are probably trying to do right now.
Turning shot, and it's over the bar from Alani Johnson. An opportunity for Virginia Tech. Johnson thinking she had an opportunity with a quick turn and shot. No problem, though, for Cassie Miller, way over the bar. At least in her mind it was. Didn't seem to think that her goal was in any danger. Going to play all the way back. Johnson pressuring here on Miller. Doesn't clear that too far away. Gowdy defending on Jensen. And they're going to say play on for the Hokies. Tiernan down the line. Again, Conyers. Defended by Conley, and Conyers loses it, though, on the double team. No foul is going to be called here between Curtis and Shayna Williams. Williams can't believe it. Neither can Coach Krikorian on the Florida State sideline. Looking to play ahead again.
A couple more of those close calls that have been happening all second half. Either way, it seems like one team's upset. It's either going to go for them or go against them. And there's been some that we can tell are obvious, yellow card, deserving fouls. But a couple of these, the refs are just letting these two teams duke it out, play it out, and see what happens with a couple physical teams.
Gowdy crossing it. It's a good ball. All the way inside, and Miller will take care of it. But that got all the way inside the 6-yard box without any players on either team touching it. Conklin clears, but right to Cassie Tillman. Tillman going to be defended well by Coburn, and Daka there to clean up as well. Meyer back to Conklin, plays forward. Some poor clearance at times for Florida State. Hasn't hurt them just yet. Same could go for Virginia Tech inside of their own 18 as well. Pickett trying to play forward.
Some of those balls by Virginia Tech just defended really well.
And a foul called there on Pickett. Conyers has been on the ground quite a bit here. And with under a minute to go, does Virginia Tech take their time and just allow one more opportunity, maybe a shot or two at goal for the Hokies only? Otherwise, we'll see overtime. Coburn. No foul. They're going to play on. Coburn to cross. And a foul will be called there on Alani Johnson. That might just do it in terms of scoring chances here in regular time. Looks like we are ticketed for extra time at Thompson Field.
Second half was really interesting to watch. Both these teams ramped up, the intensity a lot, but no one scored. And it's funny because we've been out here for a whole game through regulation. And it seems like so much has happened, but it's still a 0-0 ball game. And so it just kind of goes to show both these teams playing really hard, but no one coming through with a point yet.
Yep, two talented teams, and their games have mostly been decided by one goal. And if there is a winner here tonight, it'll be by one goal. Once again, we'll take a break, come back for extra time. Golden goal here at Thompson Field. 0-0 after regulation. 0-0 here at Thompson Field. We'll go to extra time now on ESPN3 Florida State. And Virginia Tech, the number 1 team in the country, the number 7 team in the country. We saw back and forth between Florida State and Virginia Tech, and it's tough to know really who played better in that second half. Good chances both ways.
Absolutely. This whole game has been really fun to watch. Both of these teams have been really aggressive on the offensive side of the ball. It seems like a lot has happened, like I said earlier, but no score, no score yet. So that's been interesting to see. But on Florida State's side of the ball, they've been really good, pushing it up in the goal and making Kaylin Smith work a lot for the Virginia Tech Hokies. And I would say the same thing with Virginia Tech. They came out this second half and put up a lot of shots And, they just made it a close game.
Yeah, certainly the Hokies were able to ramp it up in the second half after only having one shot in the first half and really put the pressure on Cassie Miller and the Florida State defense there in the second half. Both of these teams, two competitive squads inside the ACC, and this could be big for ACC standings as well. Florida State still undefeated in the ACC, have a big matchup with UVA on Sunday. For the Hokies, they've already lost to Clemson this season, and they're going to need, and UNC, in fact. So this could be a big win, a big boost to Virginia Tech for their RPI if they could get a win here at home against Thompson Field. Again, upcoming for the Hokies, Pittsburgh at Notre Dame, and then just like that, it is the ACC tournament. Both Pitt and Notre Dame, good teams. Those could be helpful for the RPI. For Florida State, a huge contest with the Cavaliers coming up on Sunday. Finish up with Boston College. And then the ACC tournament. These two teams could see each other again, but they've given us great theater here tonight. 0-0 between Florida State and Virginia Tech. We'll come back, and we will get to extra time here at Thompson Field. A contact. And now we'll see if we can get a golden goal winner.
It's been fun to watch. These two teams, the coaches that you could see have been, being a little vocal on the sidelines, especially towards these refs, because there's just been so much physical play between these two games and between these two teams. And Virginia Tech is known at being physical. They lead the ACC in fouls. They've shown some fouls tonight, some well-placed fouls, but some that are just on the edge and, like we said, could go either way. So it's been fun to watch, and these two teams are playing physical, and coaches are definitely involved, and it's been fun to watch, and we'll see how it goes with the goal on goal.
Yeah, we certainly see those 11 fouls for Virginia Tech. Still haven't had a shot on goal on Cassie Miller. Now, maybe the best opportunity of the contest during the run of play was Candace Seifer's shot that went off the crossbar. Thompson Field is jumping. They're ready for the first 10 minutes of extra time. If we don't get one there, we'll flip the fields, have another 10 minutes. Again, it's golden goal.
Hokies got Inner Sandman playing, trying to get some momentum in this team. They have the number one team in the nation here in Blacksburg, Virginia tonight. So that's a pretty big deal. And there's been a good crowd to come out and support them as well. So it's been fun to watch, and they're holding them off pretty well. So Florida State has the opportunity to finish this game right here, but so do the Hokies.
And an opportunity for Virginia Tech counterattacking. It's Johnson on the ball. Ahead for Muriel Tiernan. A little bit heavy on the touch. Still kept alive, though, by Virginia Tech, and that's going to be offside, certainly. Yep, they'll get the call. So Florida State will have their kick from way down deep in their own end. Lonnie Johnson's ball just a little bit too hard for Tiernan. She doesn't miss often when she gets her spots, and Muriel Tiernan, though, just hasn't had the opportunities inside the 18, and give credit to Florida State's defense. Crowley has been important, as well as the freshman Michaela Edwards, who have been stopping Tiernan from opportunities, and now it is Muriel Tiernan. Looks to cross with the left foot all the way to Miller, though, no problem for the Florida State redshirt sophomore goalie.
I think you could say that it's gone both ways with stopping the offensive powers as well, because Florida State's done a really good job of stopping Muriel Tiernan, Ashley Meyer, even Alani Johnson, some of the people who've been playing really well. But the Virginia Tech Hokies have done a good job at stopping Megan Connolly, Berglund Thorvasdottir, a couple of those players who have put up some big offensive points for the Noles and for the Hokies. Both teams doing really well on the defensive side of the ball.
Almost a turnover there for Virginia Tech, but it finds the feet of Seifers. It's a good point. You have to say Shayna Williams may be the most offensive player here tonight for Florida State, but Conley, Thorvald's have been kept in check. So has Jensen. Conyers is on the ball now. Plays out wide for Morgan Conklin. Switches the field, skips a man for Curtis. Deflected away, but it's going to come right down to Meyer. She's got a lot of space. Meyer will take a shot from distance right into the belly of Miller.
Bold shot by Meyer, a little far out, like you said, from distance. And so it's fun to see how these players are just playing hard and just taking those shots and hoping that something pays off.
Another look at it. Meyer again, like we mentioned earlier, she's really made her living at times on that long distance 25-yard, 30-yard shot that she can put into the upper corner, but couldn't do so on that one. It'll be a free kick upcoming. Carson Pickett, senior, to take it. Into the box. It's a good one. Flipped on by Shayna Williams right to Kaylin Smith. So there you go. Two good opportunities for both Virginia Tech and Florida State, and both found essentially the belly of the keepers, whether it was Smith or Miller.
Kaylin Smith having a great night so far tonight, having 5 saves already for the Hokies. The Noles have put up 9 shots, but she's been doing great.
Dadka on the ball, crosses it in, a little touch, and it's off the crossbar. Could have been the game winner. Alani Johnson just got a right boot on it.
Ooh, so close for the Hokies right there. You know, great attack on the offensive side, and Alani Johnson just coming up really close.
Comes down to Tiernan. She'll try to turn. Mariel Tiernan, though, can't do so. Cleared away. Michaela Hahn was there. It's Conklin now and Dadka, who set up that opportunity for Johnson. Taken away. It's Conley looking to play forward. Now Dorsey. Outside Jensen. Pickett. Good pump fake now, searching upfield. Looking to go to Williams. Cleared away by Curtis, but only as far as Jensen. Plays it all the way back for Kaylin Smith. So now we have seen the Hokies hit the crossbar twice in this contest and a missed PK from Florida State. So for a game that's 0-0, we have certainly had opportunities for goals.
Absolutely. Opportunities on both sides. And Candace Seifers earlier and Alani Johnston. And then on Florida State's side, you know, in the first half, that missed PK. It's just been a lot of pushing to get on the offensive sides and just nothing paying off.
Hahn on the ball, wants to play on the far side wing for Tillman. That's going to get out of bounds for a goal kick upcoming for Virginia Tech. Under 5 here in the first extra time period. If we can't get a winner after that, we'll see another one. They'll flip sides. I don't know, though, right now, with the way this one is going, it feels like we could get a winner in it. Played ahead. Tiernan wants to go forward for Alani Johnson. Johnson's getting held back. She's in the box. Johnson can't get a shot off, and it's taken away by Florida State.
Johnson just right there in the box both times, really pushing against that Florida State defense, but the defense did a great job of stopping her right there.
Yeah, great ball from Tiernan as well to get Alani Johnson freed. A turnover for Virginia Tech, and they give it right back now to Florida State. Jensen trying to find Shayna Williams, can't do so. Conley, little flick on forward for Tillman. Finds Williams. Offsides, though. Offsides as the flag goes up.
Another opportunity for Florida State, you know, pretty close, but that offsides call will get them.
Yeah, we've seen Virginia Tech step up at the last moment quite a few times, especially working with a speedy Shayna Williams, who at times has gotten back behind their defense. Not a good clearing ball there. Johnson playing forward, and a foul is going to be called on Alani Johnson.
Lots of uproar right now about that foul call. It's another one of those that could have gone either way, but just went against the Hokies.
Yeah, the sideline of the Hokies and Chugger Adair in specific, not happy with that one. And Johnson coming through hard on Isabella Schmid.
Both these coaches, you know, really being vocal about how this is a physical game, but you know they're letting a lot get away, and then there's some calls where they're just right on the edge and a little bit debatable.
Purifoy is going to check in. Conyers will check out. Conyers has been working very hard here on the right wing. for Virginia Tech. Played ahead for Miller. .240 to play in extra time period number 1. 10 shots for Florida State, and now the Hokies have actually gotten ahead of Florida State. They've got 11 shots here in this one, but they've had some trouble finding the net with them, as Cassie Miller still hasn't really been tested too difficult with too much so far.
No, absolutely. I think the Hokies have, taken some far out distance shots, just trying to be aggressive against this Florida State defense. And I think that's a smart move. It's real close to paying off, and it's been right there, but nothing just yet.
Williams working seemingly 1-on-5. Finds Hahn. Hahn looking to go for Tillman. She's onside. Tillman plays back. Michaela Hahn now. Crossed in. Conley! Wide. And that was the best opportunity from the run-up play for Florida State. Conley can't believe it. She was all by herself in the middle. Heads it wide, though.
Another good opportunity for Florida State. We've seen these on either side. Megan Conley coming in and trying to head it and just a little bit too far to the left. Could have ended the game right there.
Yeah, another takeaway for Florida State as they look to move forward quickly. And right now, the Hokies having trouble getting the ball out of their own end. And there'll be an opportunity for Kaylin Smith just to boot this way up the field. That's what Virginia Tech wants to see. They're saying offsides as Shayna Williams came from an offside position to handle it.
1 minute remaining.
1 minute left in extra time.
Period. 1 minute.
Gowdy on the ball. Near side for Virginia Tech. Trying to play up the middle. Put down for Seifers. A shot too high for Candace Seifers. Always really going high.
Another bold shot for the Virginia Tech offense. From real far out, looked like, pretty far out, and just trying to shoot it just a little bit too high. Trying to end this game right here in overtime.
Half a minute remains in extra time number 1. Candace Seifers looking to be the one that has the honors to do it. She almost got the game winner in the second half going off the crossbar. Maybe not enough time for Florida State to get a real opportunity here. Jensen taking her time, and we might see a second extra time here.
3, 2, 1, 0.
So we stay 0-0 here at Thompson Field. We'll have another break, come back for the second extra time. Still golden goal between Florida State and Virginia Tech. Nil-nil between the Hokies and the Seminoles. Number 7 team in the nation, number 1 team in the nation. Still not all shorn up after the first extra time. It'll take 2, and even after that, could just be a draw. Both these teams have really fought hard throughout, and there have been great opportunities for both sides.
Absolutely. Virginia Tech really stepping up. It's number 7 seed, coming in a little bit of an underdog against the number 1 team in the nation in Florida State. And they're doing a great job holding them off. Goalie, Kaylin Smith doing a really great job. And both teams have had a lot of opportunities, but just none of them paying off and neither of them turning over into a goal.
Yeah, Kaylin Smith has had to make her fair share of saves. Cassie Miller really hasn't gotten too involved. The Hokies just have had trouble getting shots on goal, but they have had to make her sweat at times with some of the shots going off the crossbar, both in the second half and in extra time. Hokies trying, as we mentioned at the start of this one, exercise some demons. Win for the first time against Florida State under Chugger Adair. Win for the first time in 9 contests. And win for the first time in the regular season against Florida State.
Right, I think that's kind of sitting in the back of their heads too, especially in this golden goal, in the overtime. They have the opportunity to finish it, with one swing of the foot, real easy, get it over with. And so I think that might be, sitting in the back of their heads. They have the opportunity to beat this Florida State team that has been such a little crank in their neck for the last decade.
Yeah, there you go. Still just 1 shot on goal for the Hokies, but they put 2 off the crossbar. The Seminoles with 5. And we are off and going once again here. Last period of extra time at Thompson. Coburn clearing for Virginia Tech. Meyer trying to get there. Headed away, though, and it's Dallas Dorsey on it for Florida State.
Maddie Conyer is one of those players that we've seen a lot of, but almost because she's been fouled and she's had a rough night, so far. She's been pushed off the sidelines a couple times, down on the ground a lot, but she's been playing really hard out on that right side.
Yeah, I think she's been one of the more impressive Hokies here tonight, making a lot of things happen for Virginia Tech. Ahead now, it's Purifoy. Conklin on it. The senior looking to play forward. Tiernan can't get her head on it to play it back to Meyer. Senior day on Sunday for Virginia Tech. They've got Pittsburgh, and again, as we mentioned earlier, Florida State having to travel to the second best team in the country according to the coaches' poll, UVA up in Charlottesville.
We talked a little bit about the senior class for Virginia Tech and a little bit of how seasoned they are and, how their resume has been so good here.
Seifers with a chop of the leg of Connolly, and now a big-time opportunity for Florida State from about 5 to 7 yards outside the 18. Just a little bit off-centered, a perfect spot for a free kick. It'll be interesting to see one who takes it. Pickett's over the ball. So is Connolly.
Big time opportunity for Florida State right now on the offensive side.
Could end it right here with a well-placed set piece. Right now it certainly looks like Connolly is the one that wants it. Kaylin Smith has lined up her wall. Connolly to take. Off the heads of the wall for the Hokies. They survive the free kick for Florida State.
Great job by the Hokies right there. Just lining up and staying as a defense and just staying as that wall. And Florida State just couldn't get it past them.
Purifoy will knock it out of bounds. Florida State still in possession. Another look at it one more time. And a huge play for Virginia Tech to make sure that one did not get through on goal. Would have been tough for Kaylin Smith to get there. Conyers looking to play forward. It's Tiernan. Meyer, a heavy touch and too heavy.
Tried to catch up to that one, but a little too hard. Looks like the Hokies are just trying to be aggressive and get the ball back on their side.
Casey Tillman working on the near sideline, willing to play back. Gets through the feet of Williams. Coburn now plays ahead. Purifoy will get there, tries to sneak it all the way through to Alani Johnson. Bergau, who we haven't seen too much in this contest, in the right back spot right now for Florida State. Heavy legs you'd have to expect for a Florida State team that doesn't sub too often, as we have highlighted throughout. 6 minutes to play in extra time.
I think both these teams are probably getting a little bit tired. Double overtime, that's a lot to ask for out of these girls, and they're running hard, and they're still playing at the same, around the same speed they were playing at the beginning, and they got to they know that they have to keep that up, in order to hold them off.
Pickett a long-distance shot, but nowhere close to the goal. A little bit earlier, it was Coburn with the big poke with the toe that kept Florida State from a possible breakaway opportunity. Shayna Williams, very speedy, could have been on it. Kicked ahead for Tiernan. Finds Conyers. Outside again, Tiernan. Half of the second extra time has gone by. Florida State threatening once again. Jensen down that left wing, defended by Virginia Tech, but only so far. Crossed in, and Kaylin Smith is all over it.
Less than 5 minutes left here. You know, one of these teams just trying to get the job done here tonight.
Played out of bounds by Bergau. Played forward, no one there, and again, we're talking about the fatigue. It is setting in. You can really see it at this point.
Looks like both teams are just moving a little bit slower in that second half. You know, the Hokies especially came out and were just ramping up and down the fields, and you could tell that, like Hannah Martin told us on the sidelines, that Chugger Adair was telling his players to stay fast and, you know, to keep up with this intensity of this Florida State team. Seems like it's all starting to slowly slow down towards the end of this game.
Purifoy trying to take it herself down the sideline, and it's knocked out of bounds off the leg of Purifoy, so a throw-in upcoming for Florida State. And again, even as the home team for a Virginia Tech team that hasn't even gotten a result in 9 contests against Florida State, a draw certainly wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for the Hokies, and they're going to say that was out of bounds off Shayna Williams, so the Hokies will try to play quick. Seifers. Now Curtis in the back, switching the field quickly. Gowdy is able to work it forward. Seifers still a bit of away. Doesn't want to take a shot from that distance. Conklin will cross in. Cassie Miller is there.
Good cross by Conklin. You know, trying to get something down there in the box and trying to find someone open to get it through, you know, get it through Cassie Miller.
Yep, trying to just put balls in the box at this point. Seifers up for the header. She'll win it for Virginia Tech, but can barely clear it away. Again, you can see fatigue, a big problem right now. Purifoy knocked down, no foul called. Conklin, now Seifers. Tiernan's going to turn. Plays it forward, and an offside flag is up. So no bother there. Cassie Miller was there either way, but an offside called on Virginia Tech. Nice idea there from Tiernan. Maybe a half step too quick for Alani Johnson.
Looked like it was about to be a good opportunity for the Hokies right there, coming off of Tiernan's foot, but just a little bit offsides.
Not a great clearance, though, but the Hokies miscommunicate and played off each other. It's Michaela Hahn in the middle. Ahead for Williams. She'll turn. Good bounce for Connolly. And Coburn gets back up to handle it. Hahn will take a long shot. Way wide, though. No problem for Virginia Tech. Under 2 minutes left to go. If we get a winner at this point, it'll be miraculous.
Like you said, fatigue just looking like it's a problem. Both these teams trying to push through and just, you know, make something happen in these last couple minutes, though.
Put forward. Williams shielding well. Can she find somewhere to turn to? Out wide. Bergau crosses in. Kaylin Smith coming up and will take it. Looking to play forward quickly. Flick on opportunity. Alani Johnson trying to run onto it. Cleared away by Florida State. Does the Hokies even have the legs to get up and make a play here? Under a minute to play. Put down the line. Alani Johnson's there. A shot coming to the back post. And it'll go over the goal line.
Looks like that was one of their, you know, last and closest opportunities they had right there. Kind of tried to slow it down and look for one more shot, and that was a close one right there.
25 seconds to play. And they're going to call time for a moment. Maybe Florida State taking a little bit too long to take this goal kick. Cassie Miller moving it to the other side. So they'll restart the ticker off her foot. Going to go out of bounds. Gowdy has it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Cleared forward. Alani Johnson trying to get there. Not going to happen. Seconds will tick off. And the Hokies earn a draw at home against the number 1 team in the nation, the Florida State Seminoles. A 0-0 contest, hard fought between Virginia Tech and Florida State. So Virginia Tech had some great opportunities at times. And in the second half, they were able to put one off the crossbar. They put one off the crossbar at the beginning of extra time, number 1, but just never enough for the Hokies to get on the board. And as for Florida State, it was a hard-fought draw as well. Again, these are two good teams, and we talked about it would be an upset, Maggie, but at the same time, two powers inside of the ACC.
Absolutely. I think the thing for Virginia Tech was that it was almost a personal game, because they've lost to them the last however many times, 15-0-1 against them, haven't beaten them since 2008, so it was almost a personal thing. Even though they're both teams falling within the top 10, it was a really hard-fought game. Both teams played really aggressively and really close with each other, and it was just, both teams played so close that just turned out nothing.
Yeah, Mark Krikorian not happy with the referees at times. Chugger Adair wasn't happy with the referees. Physical play throughout. The referee really let them play, and it, we never really saw it boil over too much, but certainly physical play between both the Hokies and the Seminoles. Good opportunities for both. Again, we got to go back all the way to that first half. A PK opportunity for Florida State, and they couldn't get it done.
Absolutely. It's not like it wasn't a good game. Like you said, 0-0, both teams playing really hard and just pushing through, and that nothing coming out.
And again, 0-0 between the Hokies and the Seminoles. Well-fought game, and we'll take a look down at the field. We've got Hannah Martin standing alongside the head coach of the Hokies, Chugger Adair.
I'm here with Coach Chugger Adair. Coach, what kept you guys in the game tonight?
Well, I think we were able to be aggressive defensively as a team, which is important against a very good possession-style team of Florida State. So I think that kept us in the game. That translated some attack for us, and I thought we did a good job, especially in the second half, of translating some of that defense, aggressive defending into some attacking soccer. So we were able to create some chances, and I think we hit 2 posts there, in the second half, and it's a good game, good hard-fought game against Florida State. So.
All right, and you guys have Pitt coming up on Sunday. So what's your game plan for that?
We've got to recover from tonight, so I typically don't watch too much video on the prior games until this game's done. So I'll watch a little video on Pitt, but I know that Pitt's much improved. They're in the mix right now to make an ACC tournament, so they're very dangerous attacking wise with the front 3 that are very dangerous. So we're going to have to come back, recover, and make sure we're ready to play and keep the ball on Sunday and kind of put our possession style to play against Pitt. So.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much, Coach. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Hannah, and Coach Chugger Adair mentioning that they've got to recover. It is a rigorous ACC schedule. It was a tough game against Florida State here tonight for the Hokies. Looking at the highlights, certainly opportunities for the Hokies, certainly opportunities for the Seminoles as well. We saw Ashley Meyer putting one into the belly of Cassie Miller. Obviously, we mentioned it, the PK was important. A couple of balls off the crossbar, a good cross in there from Pickett. So opportunities for both sides, a well-fought draw.
Absolutely. Both these teams being really aggressive on the offensive side. Florida State putting up 13 shots and Virginia Tech putting up 12. And even if they were a little far out sometimes, Virginia Tech taking some of those distant shots like we saw right there, they were still being aggressive and they were trying to match, the adrenaline of their competitor and trying to, just put up some points and be as aggressive as possible on the offensive side.
And so a well-fought draw for both sides here at Thompson Field. We're glad that you joined us here tonight. A great game on ESPN3, and looking at those stats one more time, maybe the one thing the Hokies wish they could have done, get the ball on goal a little bit more. Certainly they had their opportunities, though, going off the crossbar. They got those corner kicks up. We know they're one of the best inside of the ACC in terms of getting corner kick opportunities. Just couldn't find the back of the net on them. A lot of fouls in this game, but again, a well-fought draw for both sides. For Hannah Martin down the field, Maggie Tyler next to me here, I'm Joey Trincali. Our whole crew here at Thompson Field. A fantastic game, but just a 0-0 draw between the Hokies and the Seminoles here on ESPN 3.